I've validated this multiple times. It's so real, and it just requires a little bit of belief. If we are thinking about like our future, our goals in a very specific, clear, detailed manner, we're doing that consistently, we're going to feel the associated emotions that we will feel once we accomplish those goals. We're going to basically be feeling as if. And that is where the fucking magic happens. Like just setting goals and like seeing yourself there. There's no power in that. Like it's the feelings. The feelings are what basically create a field in like a field of energy in the quantum field that essentially creates that, like, it's like a magnetic effect. When you feel those feelings that you'll feel once you accomplish that thing, that is when that thing and yourself will just start gravitating towards each other. But yeah, like we have to be very specific, very meticulous, very detailed, very clear. And the really cool part is when you do that, when you get very clear and very meticulous and very specific about what you want, you don't even actually have to know what to do. The process of attaining that goal, it's just something that organically materializes. Because I will tell you, when I started setting my goals, and I'm going to share my goals, I share my goals often on my social media, on my stories. I'll share my goals with you guys here in a few. Dude, when I started writing this down, when I actually set the goals that I have, and they've evolved a little bit. A couple of them I've made them a little bigger, and then one of them I just added a whole other line item. I was at a very, very low point. I was literally at the point thinking that I was going to have to shut down my business. I was not in a good place financially. My business was not doing good. This was like the end of 2015. I just was going through a not very pleasant process. It was a fucked up time in my life. The path to what the goals that I had set and was writing down was not very clear with where I was at, if that makes sense, boys. But I knew if I wanted to create change, if I wanted to like go from, where I was at to basically like the total opposite end of the spectrum, I knew the first thing that I would have to do is to get very, very clear about what that other end of the spectrum looked like for me. And I learned this again through the books and the seminars, and like you hear all this stuff. So I was at a low point. I'm like, okay, what do I honestly have to lose? What do I have to lose if I set some big ass ridiculous goals that just as I write them down, like, yeah, it looks really nice, but like, let's just be honest. Like, I don't think it's not realistic. So I'm gonna write it down because I'm hearing in these books, and I start writing it down. One of those goals, again, at this point was to, still is like, to be on the cover of Forbes magazine. And again, like I said, my life at the time, my business at the time, my mind at the time, everything about that time in my life looked dramatically different than what it does today. And, like throughout the years, after a couple of years, writing that goal down every day, sometimes twice a day, one day in Forbes calls. I've been in Forbes 6 times, never been on the cover of their magazine, but guess what? I'm in the game. One day I will be. Yeah. It's like, shit is real. I've validated this multiple times. It's so real, and it just requires a little bit of belief. You have to believe and entertain the possibility that what you are hearing right now from me, this story that I'm sharing with you, this strategy, that it's a real thing, and it does apply to you. It doesn't just apply to the people who have already made it. Okay? Because the people who have already made it, like, guess what? They didn't wake up one morning and just be in the position that they're in today. They started right where everybody else does, at the bottom.